Well, hello there. My name is HW, and thank you so much for watching Tone Jigga TV. Dudes, I just did something really crazy that I don't normally do, but I'm really excited about it. I just spent $20,000 on guitar amps. Okay, so you may have noticed that the last 2 months, Tone Junkie hasn't been releasing as many packs. And without going all into that, basically, as I've been working through all the amps that I had here at home that I hadn't done, I'd be pulling an amp out, I'd be profiling it, and inevitably, I have been running into more broken amps lately than ever. In fact, I probably had about 3 or 4 amps that I pulled out. They worked a couple weeks ago. I literally plugged them in. Something's wrong with them. Now, it could be something small, like a Jewel light is out. Could be anything. Anyway, not the point of the video today. Today, I want to talk about some of the very exciting amps I just purchased. Amps that I am curious to try out because I want to try out some of these amps. I haven't played all these amps and everything, and amps I'm really interested in. So let me show you some of them, and I'm gonna pop them on the screen right here, and we'll talk about them. So first up is the Marshall Astoria, and the Marshall Astoria. I'm gonna go in here and look at some specs while I talk about this. This is one of those new Marshalls they put out, and I really want to check it out because this is like, I'm always on, brands for like sitting on their laurels and stuff. But this one is going to come equipped with a Celestion Creamback, which I'm into. Creamback's one of my favorite speakers. It's 30 watts, EL84s. It's got a boost kind of built in there. And what I'm expecting is a sort of a vintage Marshall-y sound, but I think this is going to be something between an 18 watt and a blues breaker. I have no idea. I hope maybe it's a little chimier like a Vox. We're going to find out, but I want to see what people come up with, like what amp companies come up with, and I applaud them. But this has been one of those ones that's sort of like Marshalls almost take on a boutique kind of sound, which I'm into. Here's another one. The Matchless, check this out, Matchless Coldwater Canyon. This is their take on Eddie Van Halen's sort of early tone. This is a departure from Matchless, and I like seeing it. I was a big fan of their Laurel Canyon. I don't know if that's at all related, but I don't think so. Laurel Canyon's a place. Is Coldwater Canyon a place? I really have no idea. Here's another amp I've been wanting to check out because I love all the amps from this company. It's the Matchless Phoenix 35. Check it out. So this is basically, from what I can tell, like a DC-30, but they use EL34s. Now, okay, you just described my favorite amp, I think, because some of my favorite amps are kind of that AC30 with EL34s, like the AC50. My vintage Vox AC50 is one of my all-time favorite amps. Matchless here, Matchless Phoenix. This is an amp that has been around for a while, but I hadn't. You didn't see them in the wild until relatively recently. I don't know if they started making more of them, shipping more of them out. I think, honestly, to me, the sort of low wattage craze has really died down a lot. And I think a lot of people just want kind of 40, 50 watt amps again, which I like to see. I mean, combos are still in, lighter is still in, but I don't know. I'm kind of done with all of the tiny amp sound. Like, it's like I like a Princeton as much as the next guy, but, the 64 Vibroverb just sounds better. I don't know what to tell you. Bigger amps are really awesome. Here's one I've never played this amp, and I really want to. It's the Jackson mcfly. And I'm a big fan of Back to the Future. I love tweed amps. I have a million tweed amps. This one's got all sorts of really cool switches and stuff to give it more variety. The tweed sound is it's a sound that actually has a lot of variety. When people say the tweed sound, like, that means a lot of things. It's kind of like the way when people say the blackface sound. It's like, you're really just saying scoop mids. There's so much diversity in the middle of all those amps, which is one of the reasons why I've gathered all of the 65 collection amps, and I'm working on all those right now. Those are going to be really good, trust me. The other one, Jackson Newcastle. This is like a Voxy thing, and again, never checked this out. Never checked this amp out, and I've checked out other things from Jackson, but have never checked out the Newcastle, and I'm excited. I kind of get excited when I have simple amps. You know what I mean? Like, I want to try this thing out, see what it sounds like. There's a bunch of cabs. I'm excited to try it through. Here is a unique amp, and then I'm going to get to the creme de la creme, which is the Dr. Z 6545. I've never even heard of this thing, but I'm excited about it. Was this a prototype? Is this a really old amp? I have no idea what this thing is, but here's what I know about it. Two of the Doc's best amps, the KT45 and the CRZ65. So it's those two amps in one. Maybe that's why I've never heard about it. This is a kind of a short-lived combo thing, 6545. I have heard of the KT45 before. Anyway, so on one side it's supposed to be a killer vintage sounding Marshall. On the other side, it's like a high watt with a touch of Vox EF86. Okay, that's going to be fun. I can't wait to do some videos on that. So we'll check that out. Now listen, last but not least, I didn't just buy this, but I wanted to show it to you. Here is my Boss OD3 wristwatch that I bought. Super excited about this, but it hasn't come in yet. It's like stuck in Canada. I've reached out to the people. I'm like, hey, is this lost in the mail? They don't seem to know. I don't know either. I don't have any idea where this thing is, but I gotta be honest with you, I paid a couple $100 for it, and I really would like to get my hands on it. I really want to start wearing it in videos. I've got this Apple Watch until then, but hey, come on, can we please get that over here? Now, the point of the video today, and really it's because I'm most excited about this one. I'm most excited about this amp right here. It is the 2000. Listen, this is Jimmy's amp. Okay, this is a repro of Jimmy's amp that Marshall made. It's the JTM 45 100. This is sometimes referred to as the Super Amp 100. Now, I want to go through this. I want you to hear this, okay? This is a full stack. I don't know what that means for Tone Junkie, but there are 250 of these made. It's coming with two 412 cabinets, okay? It uses the 50 watt output transformer in the power section, just like the original did. The very first appearance of what has now become known as the 50 watt stack. I don't know what that means. I think it's 100 watts, but I don't quite understand how I think they're using just an underside. Oh, it's dual 50 watt output stages. So maybe it's double transformered. I don't know. It's going to be really cool. So here's the thing. Jimmy but this is pre-plexi. This is Marshall's first 100 watt amp. So it uses the KT66s like the JTM 45, but it's scaled up. To my understanding, there's some other differences, and here's the real difference, and here's really why I wanted this thing. It uses Celestion's highly celebrated T652 Alnico speakers. I don't own these. So some of Jimmy's tones, when you see him with these big stacks, the 45 100 stacks, the super amplifier stack, pre-plexi, okay? They had the JTM 45. That was the clone of the Bassman. Or the inspired by the Bassman. Eric Clapton says, can you make me a small one that fits in the boot of my car? And that becomes the Blues Breaker amp, right? Well, Jimmy goes another way. Jimmy wants the super amplifier. He goes after the bigger Marshall. They didn't make it for him, but they made a 100 watt version. It could have been made for him. I don't know. It might have just been made to answer the sort of desire that multiple people had. But check this thing out, man. It's basically in the evolution of Marshall, it's the first stack. It's the 100 watt big stack. And what's interesting to me about this is a lot of times we always think of Jimmy as playing a plexi, playing a JMP 50, a JMP 100, and turning the whole thing up. Obviously, he played many amps, but this is an amp that early in Jimmy's career he was playing. Not early in his career, kind of early in the Hendrix explosion. You know, early in his career, he was playing little Fenders with with Little Richard and stuff. But I'm excited about this because it's both the 45 thing, which I haven't really explored fully, and it's this rare thing with the Alnico speakers. I'm excited to get these in here. I want to try it with a more traditional late 60s type of speaker. Like maybe my T1221s. Maybe I'll try it with the H30s. But anyway, either of those greenbacks is going to work great. How's it going to work with, maybe something like the scumbacks? I don't know. I'm excited to find out. And I'm excited because these are going to be run through Alnico speakers. We're going to get a much different flavor than anything we've ever got from these Marshall stacks. Is it going to be like the Purple Plexi? No, it can't be. Is it going to be like the early 70s, aluminum plates I have? No, it can't be. It's not going to be at all. So I am most excited for this thing. Like super excited, and I predict that I'm gonna get a whole bunch of guys in here, and we're just gonna play a million Hendrix tunes, and it's gonna try to be that thing, and maybe we're even gonna turn it up and see if I can blast myself away like Marty McFly. That's gonna be fun. Hey dudes, in addition to that, this weekend, really cool other amp I just got, and you can add all these up. They really did come to this amount. But another amp I found, which I'm really excited to try out, one I've been meaning to try out, it's the Sir Ombre. And I'm really excited about this because I hope that it's a little different flavor of a brown face deluxe, but with a different speaker. I want to check that out. So I'll be talking about that. I'll be talking about all these amps upcoming on the next Tone Junkie podcast, which is coming out very soon. And this weekend, and really starting this weekend through the end of the year, we're back with the normal release schedule. Summer's over. I've been vacationing, having fun with the kids, and Tone Junkie's full swing. So look out for it. I've been HW. Am I allowed to do it this way? I don't even know. HW out.